It's your girl Lisa Danae,
And Poet got his feet.
and we are here with the midweek girl talk.
Yeah.
So, Poet got his fee. How was your day? How was your week? How you been doing?
It's been good so far. It's been good so far. I can't complain.
Okay, that's what's
What
up.
about
Cause
you?
it sure won't do no good to complain.
Right?
My
How's
day
your week
was good. My day was good. My week was good. I feel like everything's going good. Busy as always. But again, I can't complain either.
been? I know that's right.
We just waiting on the boss lady to come. Lisa, the boss lady, she gonna be part of us, our broadcast again tonight. So what we're talking about tonight is finding your tribe and building a
Hmm.
sisterhood. So what do you think about that?
Well, what is your definition? What are you talking about when you bring up tribe? Like your history, your background?
Well, your tribe is kind of like another word for saying your people, finding your people.
Mm,
When you have like a social circle, and you
uh-huh.
understand that these your people, like you, with you, it's like the poetry community. Like that's your
Okay.
tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your
Okay.
tribe. So
Okay.
so for a lot of people, because they may not be in the poetry, they might not be in the music or whatever the case may be, they may have a difficulty really finding their group of people. People they can relate
Hmm.
to, people that can hang with, people that support them and uplift them, and they just kind of hang around people whoever is available to them, friends they grew up with or people they go to church with,
Yeah.
but that's not necessarily their tribe because they don't find a strong sisterhood with those people.
Gotcha. Well, for me, I mean, it took me a minute to find that particular tribe. Because when I was younger, I was so like distant from people.
Hmm.
I was alone. So I didn't feel like I blended in with groups. Like I know I'm overly silly, so I couldn't just really hang out with the non-silly people. Like
Right.
I was just always that person, and now I know where I belong because I know more about me, and a lot of people
Right.
don't know who they are. Because once you find out who you are, it would determine who you who you kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Gravitate to.
Gravitate to. Yeah, then you know who you gravitate to. So it took me a minute. It took me till I became an all the way adult after I graduated from college.
Right.
But my IEG family is my sisterhood, and now I'm finding a new family with y'all.
Hey, Lisa, the boss lady, has joined us.
Good evening,
Hey,
ladies.
Now we can hear you.
hello.
I made it in,
Yes.
y'all.
Yes,
Word
we
for a
were
second.
we were just talking about how do
I,
you find your tribe.
well, it's not always easy. Usually you find them when you're not looking.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hmm.
Because when you're looking for something, we tend to tell people what we're looking for, and they pretend to be what that is, and they're really not. And so that takes us a little bit
Mm.
longer to find what we're looking for because we've already given somebody prerequisites, and they don't meet them, and they pretend to.
Hmm.
See, that's a good point because as a businesswoman, like all three of us are, you look for friends who are supportive, and you always say, I want a friend that's an entrepreneur, that's a businesswoman too. And it's just like you said, people will act like they are. They'll play the
Hmm.
role, but then you soon find out they're not really about their business like you are.
Oh my goodness. You literally have to just live and learn, take it by experience. You'll find your tribe and you'll know when you're there. Sometimes we have an experience and then years later we're like, oh, that's where I should have been at. I should have stayed there, but we've already left from there. So what we have to do is trust our instincts from the first, get go. So when I walked into Stunner Radio, not knowing everything about Stunner Radio that I know now, I just immediately was like, oh, okay, I'm home. I'm back home. That's just what that is. And not knowing that I was going to be a permanent fixture, not knowing any of that, I felt that. That's what I felt when I walked in, when I did the show that one time. That's what I felt. That's what I knew. And feelings like that, you have to listen to your feelings. They do deceive you sometimes. They do deceive you sometimes. But as time goes on, it'll reveal itself for what it is. And you just have to be patient and trust that process and trust your instincts.
See, I agree with that 100%. Wow. And I agree with what you said about you find your tribe when you're not looking for them. Because when I first started Stunner Radio, and I didn't even have Black Coffee with a Side of Tea. I didn't even have that show. I just thought, let me start a new show and let me find some people. And the people just started popping in my head. I thought a poet got his feet immediately. I only seen her twice, like perform poetry. But I thought of her immediately because she's a poet. She's young. She knows what's going on in the world. And I thought of Latriva. I had never met Latriva. I had seen her as a guest on somebody else's show. And I was like, oh, and I wasn't really looking for anybody, but all these people just came and it was just such a good fit. So you're right. It just happened when you least expect it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm so happy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, being connected to you guys, it kind of just changed a lot of stuff, because the way 2020 has been going, I was not expecting for it to go this way. Like, to know that doors just started opening up and then people just started falling into it. And the fact that you guys fell into what was going on in my life right now is like it's meant to be. So I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the craziness. I'm here for the girl talks. I'm here for the slumber parties and all that great stuff. Yes. I'm just here for it.
Yes. And you're here for the branding. You're here for the building. You're here for the come up. I mean, because that's what I feel like we about. I know that's what I'm about. And being around business women and women that's business minded is so refreshing, because, like I said, people say they are. But then when you working on your business and you constantly like growing and doing more, after a while, they be like, why are you doing that? You just did this. Right. Now, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Why you can't stop? You never satisfied.
People always telling me like, how you plan out everything you be doing? I'm like, obviously, I'm not the one who's making my schedule. Because if I was planning my own schedule, I'd be confused as I don't know what. So I'm like, maybe God my schedule. Like, come on.
Yeah. It really does work like that. God will just drop things in your spirit. And, before you know it, this whole plan that she has created for you is unfolding in front of your eyes. For me, I was reluctant to start Stunner Radio. I called one of my friends and she's a business consultant. First of all, I went on her website and scheduled an appointment with her, and it cost $75 an hour to talk to her. Now, some people will say, was she a friend? So you should just call her. I feel like if we all business people, we should handle our relationships properly. That's her business. That's what she do. So I went on her website and I scheduled an appointment to consult with her about what should I do about Stunner. And she was like, why you waiting? Just start it, because my studio space was shut down due to pandemic before I even signed my lease. And I was like, what the heck? And now what I'm gonna do? And she was like, just started. Just started. Don't even worry about how the studio gonna come to play. Just started. I mean, the rest is history. So, I feel like having a person like that in my tribe is the reason why I'm here right now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the same, that was the same way it happened with me and IAG, because I wasn't planning on starting IAG in 2008, but because of the things that was going on in 2008, I mean not 2008, but 2018, with me leaving the entertainment company I'm part of, I was like, what am I going to do? But as soon as I let that go, something in me just said, just do it. Just start. Just take that leap of faith and just do it. And I was like, well, I don't have the money. I don't have the funds. I don't have money. And the first person who brought me on their radio show to talk about the I'm a Survivor seminar was Miss Mimi and Lisa Dene.
I didn't hear the last thing you said.
That is, y'all made everything possible. That was the year I was like, I knew then I wanted to have Miss Lisa Ricardo on my show. I just knew it, because at that moment in time, I knew that I had a purpose. I knew I had a calling. And the fact that you guys, y'all stories, the things that y'all been through, it was like, this is what IAG is for. It is women, supporting women, and it's pushing men towards greatness. It's about us coming together and tearing down the stereotype of what they say Black women can't do. They always saying that Black women can't come together. They always saying that Black women is in competition with each other. They're always saying these things. To mention that we are powerful and that we can overcome any obstacle. And forget that we are still a sisterhood, and sisterhoods, we fight, we argue, but at the end of the day, we rock with one another, and no one can ever change that. So I'm just happy, like I said, I'm just happy I came to the picture when I did.
Yeah, I mean, you're so right. It's like, we might disagree or whatever, but it's like what you said at the very beginning of the show. You said when you know yourself, you know how to pick your tribe. You know who your tribe is, because that's why I've always got along with the boss lady, because the boss lady know who she is. Okay, she doesn't let anybody change her. She's a very particular type of person, and she speaks her mind. She talk her she just do the damn thing. And that's why I've always liked Lisa the boss lady, because she knows who she is. Her identity is set. And that's how I knew we were going to be good friends, because that's how I am. My identity is set. If you come into my life trying to tell me I'm something different, I'll be like, okay, bye. Because you don't know me. I know me. So I think that's a good point.
When I first met you, remember, I was just Lisa. I wasn't the boss lady. And a lot of me being unapologetic about who I am definitely came from you. A lot of that came from you. And I was just recalling something. Remember 3 years ago, me and you and Tiffany sat down and made a pact that we would be successful in business.
Yes.
And I moved away, and we all started doing several other different things. Yet here we are.
Right. Wow, I have forgot about that. And the crazy thing is, she's the person that I called. And she's the person who I went on the website and said, I'm going to make an appointment with her. She's the person who said, just start. Don't wait on no studio. Don't wait on nothing. This is your opportunity. Just start Stunner Radio. Just do it. So that's crazy. I had forgotten we had that little talk 3 years ago.
We did.
That's dope.
And we said we was gonna hold each other accountable for it. And that just kind of goes back to how I feel about you knowing your tribe finding you, because we didn't think that we'd still be in each other's circles at this time. But yet
Right.
here we are. And we're back to doing what we started doing.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And it's great because for me, I think, sometimes you fight and you struggle to do things, and really when it's a struggle, that's a sign that it's not for you. Because even in this, it just kind of fell into place.
And I think that that's the best thing. The best things happen that fall into place. My husband and I wasn't looking for a man. I definitely wasn't looking for a husband. I checked on him because his second wife, she passed away, and on the anniversary of her death, I checked on him because he took it really, really hard when it happened. I checked on him that day, and that was on January the 10th of 2019, and we haven't stopped talking since that day. And that literally happened. We were just having conversation. We were just sitting up, listening to music, just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, keeping our minds off of the fact that we were both single. And, it happened that way. We ended up together and we ended up married.
Wow. That's dope.
I hope that turns out for me. I hope that turns out like that. Because I've been talking to someone, right? I've been talking to someone, and it's just he's like really. I can't complain. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit of an a-hole sometimes. He's a little bit, just a little bit, but because I've met my match. Like I've never. And it took my mother telling me I've met my match for me to really understand I've really met my match with this person. Like, I've never had someone to tell me, Fee, you good? Sit down. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
You sit down, Fee?
I know, right?
You sit down when he tell you?
Yes, I do. Because I talk back. I give a lot of lip. I'm very big on this. Because I've been so dominant in all my other relationships. I've been so dominant to the point where I feel like how Jill Scott said it. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you're not going to tell me what to do. And I've gotten to, this is the first time where I feel like, wow, he stands on, he's a grown man. And I think that's what I've been so accustomed to. I've had a lot of boys pretending to be grown men. With who's like, look, I got kids, I got work, I got a life, I got bills to pay. And I think what made me so attracted to him in the beginning is the fact that he raises his kids without anyone telling him to raise his kids. Me personally, I didn't have my biological father in my life. I didn't get the chance to meet my biological father until I was about 28. I'm 31 now. So wow. I never chance to meet him until then. And even when I met him then, it was like very awkward. And then this year, and then after that, I didn't get the chance to, I didn't even talk to him until, and then I didn't really get the chance to talk to him until this year. And this year he passed away.
Oh,
so
wow.
I really never knew who he was. Exactly. Like when I see a man and he's raising kids and he's in their life and he has custody of his two oldest daughters. That for me, I was like, I know that's hard. You a single father. Like you doing it. So it made me look at him like it's something about him. God put him in my life for a reason. And I don't know what it is right now, but I'm saying this right now. I'm willing to. I want to see where it leads. I want to see where it go. So
Okay.
That's
I
not the
hope I-
wrong way sitting down when he
I-
tell you to sit down, sis. When he is able to lead, you will submit naturally because you are a woman. That is what you're supposed to do.
Yes. Although some of us, it take us a little longer to learn that.
Some of us need to be spanked.
Yes. But she's right. But I will say this too. As a big sis, I will say this. Keep your options open. I'm just saying, ain't nobody married, ain't nobody put a ring on it, and you're very eligible. So I'm just saying, keep your eyes open and keep your options open and keep your mind open.
Definitely.
I could do that.
We're not gonna tell you what else to keep open.
Yeah, the other
Well,
stuff, I don't know. I ain't gonna tell you to keep that open. But I will say keep your options open, keep an open mind, because you said it's been like a year, right, already?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a year and it ain't no title on it. I'm just saying keep your options open, keep your mind open,
We haven't been talking for about a year. I've been knowing him since I met him in January, but we started talking in June. So I'm still open to other prospects, but as far as like just I put like this, after the year I've had, like I said, I've had 9 deaths this year.
Oh,
9. And I didn't get the chance to go to the funerals. The only funeral I went to was to my grandfather's funeral. So I didn't get the chance to really grieve the way I needed to. On top of that, I lost my very, very good friend, and I still haven't been able to get over that. So it's a lot, and I needed. And honestly, I prayed to be happy. I wanted God to help me refine that happiness that I was like, where is it?
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, one thing about me is that when I pray about something, after I pray about it, I give it over to God and I let him do it and I do what he tells me to do and I move on.
Yeah, what she tells us.
So
Yeah.
when I give it over to him and I allow God to take care of it. Yeah. I just gave it over. And once that happened, doors started opening. Like I said, it was I started that's when I started doing the I'm a Survivor seminar for this year. And I didn't know how I was about to do the I'm a Survivor seminar. I was like, nothing's open. Almost every venue is closed. And then my assistant Kay, she was like, why don't you do it virtual? And people from around the country saw the I'm a Survivor seminar. And I'm like, wow. I was like, I had more viewers doing it virtual this year than I would have just had in attendance this year with the fact of COVID. So I was like, okay, that was a success. And then you called me, Lisa, and you told me about the radio show. And I was like, I've never done radio before. And then I was like, okay, that was a blessing. And then all of a sudden I got the chance to get to know this man that I dissed 2 times already. And I'm like, and it was crazy because his daughter brought me into her life. And she let me know some of the most deepest, darkest secrets about her. And I was like, why me? Like all these things that happened to me. I'm like, so when people ask me like, how has your year been? I'm like, I really can't complain. Some things just like how Boss Lady said, some things just fall into place.
Yeah.
And you have to allow it to fall into place. When things happen, it's supposed to happen. Your job is to just let it fall into place. Don't try to control it. Just let it flow. Because when you start trying to control stuff, that's when that's when distractions happen. That's when things
Right.
start happening. You be like, hold on, what really? That's when that part happens.
Well, you know, I
I'm
want to
just,
say, that I am proud of you for giving him a chance. And you said that you had dissed him twice, right?
yeah.
See, I will, this year has been kind of hard for me because I lost a friend of mine and he was a single dad. He was crazy about me. I had known him for, I don't know, 3.5 years before his death. He did ask me to marry him so many times, but I just wasn't
We
feeling him like
did.
that.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yes. When we
Oh
first,
wow.
yes, I really just wasn't feeling him like that. And I was like, I just saw him as a friend. I couldn't see him differently. But anytime I needed him, he was there for me. And he was always trying to get out the friend zone. And I was like, no. But he was really there for me. Like, he wasn't one of those people that you call him and they be like, oh, I'm busy. He'll be like, I'm busy, but I'm going to stop everything I'm doing to come help you, come see about you. He was a real friend. And the thing about it, though, is when he died, I swear to you, these feelings start coming from out of nowhere. And I was like, how come I didn't feel like this when he was alive? Because I just really saw him as a friend. And I feel like sometimes we get in our own way when it comes to having a type or seeing people a certain type of way, because he wasn't my type
At
but
all.
no, but I did have some feelings because he was my friend. And had I known that he would not be here, I would have handled it totally differently. I really would have. So I would say that's a learning experience. If a person show you that they care about you, maybe they don't always have to be your specific type. As long as they show you that they care about you, give it a try, give it a chance. That's what I'm doing now, because I have a couple of guys that's in pursuit. And the thing about it, one of them, I'm 10 years older. I'm like, boy.
Well, I did notice that you were out with a handsome friend a couple of times.
Yes, and I was older than him as well. I don't know. All of a sudden, these young guys is coming into my life, and I tell them all the time, like, first of all, I was a whole person in grade school before you were even born. So what could we possibly, have in common? But they keep telling me, first of all, you look good. You don't look like you that much older than me. So we ain't gonna worry about that. So let's just, see where it goes. So because of the experience I had with my friend, I feel like I'm changing. I have to open my mind. I can't be so worried about, oh, he not my type, or, he's younger. If the person treat me good and show me that they truly care about me, that's what I'm gonna give it a chance. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The same thing happened with my husband. My husband and I dated 7 years ago, and I dated someone else. And the someone else asked me to choose, and I chose them, and I married them.
Wow.
And it just came kind of full circle again, because he, like I said, it just happened. Never did I think that we would be together, but the chemistry never left. It never left. We hadn't seen each other for 4 years when we saw each other again, but it was just like we saw each other for the first time. So just because you misjudged the first encounter does not mean that you can't come back from that. You absolutely can. And what stopped me from choosing correctly at that time was the fact that I'm older than him. And the fact that he was into some things that I didn't understand, that I thought were not good. And now I'm into those things as well. So, well, I'm an Eastern Star.
Oh, okay.
And he's a Mason. And back then, what my study showed that's the Illuminati, and they worship the devil.
Oh,
and
no.
so I was scared of it. And so that was one of the major reasons why I chose not to be with him. And because he's younger than me, And now, after a lot of research and seeing him move and how he is and his family and how they are, knowing that that's not the case at all, we're very, very deeply rooted in the Bible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got family that's Masons and Eastern Stars. But I think how much older are you than him?
I'm only 2 years older than him.
See, that's different from 10.
But it still was a big thing. It was a big thing because back then he was barely 30.
Okay, but you was barely 32 if you was only
But
2 years older
still,
than him.
it was a big thing to me, and that's kind of what I'm saying, because I let that be a big thing, and it blocked me from my blessing. However, I don't regret the choice that I made, because everything that I went through, I had to go through in order to be a good wife to him, in order to be a good person to me. I had to go through that pain. I had to go through that isolation. I had to grow. So if I didn't go through those things, and if he didn't go through what he went through, then he wouldn't be the husband for me that he is.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Well, I think this year has prepared me for something. I don't know if it's for my soulmate or whatever, but this year I've gone through a lot of changes, ups and downs, and grieving and having good things happen. So I think this year has definitely prepared me for something, hopefully something great. But I
I
feel like
definitely
I
think
found
we're on something big.
I didn't hear.
I think that we're on to
I just
something
think,
big.
almost definitely. I think something great is about to happen. I mean, like whenever before you get to the top, you have to start at the bottom. So the fact that this 2020, you was you was put into a pandemic. Okay, we were put into a pandemic for this for this goddess to come in and take over, because we was doing a lot of stuff was going on. Everybody was always moving. Everyone was just moving. No one was sitting down. And then COVID-19 took place, and everyone had to just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you stop? You start thinking, you start creating, you start building, you start making. And and when you stop, it's either you can, life make you or it will break you. In this case, it is making a lot of things. So that means that when 2021 comes around, I just feel like, I don't know about everybody else, but I can honestly say for the people who I've just got through meeting in this season, that we are destined for something great. Like something is about to take place. I don't know what it is, but something great is about to happen, because the world has been shaken, and we are in the midst of something around us. So I just say we need to just strap up our boots and start our big girl walking.
Yes.
Absolutely. It is a season to walk in your purpose. And I truly believe that this pandemic is, it is a tragedy for some people, but I'm not allowing it to be a tragedy for me. And if you walk out of this pandemic without anything, you're hustling backwards, let me tell you, because I started 2 businesses during this pandemic. Everything that they are passing out like candy, you better take it and pad your behind with it, because what you're doing is creating a way for you not to have to rely on anybody else ever again, for a pandemic not to stop you. It didn't stop my job, but it definitely didn't stop my hustle or my grind. I am using this tragedy to come up and to not have to ever rely on corporate America again.
Yes. I'm right there with you. I just, after this, I was just thinking that the other day, like, I can't even see going back to a 9 to 5. I don't want to do it. I really don't. I just want to
Y'all have
stay
no
right
idea.
where I'm at.
Y'all have no idea how much every day I tell people what I'm not gonna do and what they can expect out of me and what they can expect out of me and what they need to stop allowing out of other people.
I know that's right.
But when you're an entrepreneur, you're going back to corporate, that's going to be your attitude.
Yes, I already know it's gonna be mine. If I have to end up going back to a 9 to 5, I feel sorry for them. I
I
feel
don't
sorry
feel
for them.
sorry for them because I spared them a little.
Well, I just
And
feel like
I work a 9 to 5. I work as a preschool teacher throughout the day. I work a regular 9 to 5. And honestly, like my mentality, the way it is that I go into it like, look, I don't think that that's for me. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm not going to let you and all that distract me from what I've got going on over here. When I'm here, I'm here. When I leave, I got a whole entire business to take care of. So
Yes.
you cannot.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what I do. I do the same thing. I go and I let them know what I'm in the mood for and what I'm going to do.
Yes. Yes. And that's what I mean by, finding your tribe and building a sisterhood, because we are kind of doing that right now. We're all building something on the side. We're building a business, or we're building several businesses, whatever it is we're doing. And I think it's important to be around people like that, because if you're just around people who that's all they know is a 9 to 5, they're not going to relate to you.
No, they're not. They're going to think you're bragging. They're going to think that you think you're better than them.
Yeah.
Or they're going to feel in your time.
Absolutely.
That part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
So-
then they're not going to understand why you don't have time to do certain things, because you're trying to build something.
Absolutely. Especially if you don't have time to do those things ever again.
Right.
Yeah.
You can sometimes you might be able to catch me, going out with some people that I used to call my circle, a while back. You might be able to, someone invited me to their birthday party, and I looked at it and I was like, I should go. It's a milestone birthday. So I was like, I should go. But I haven't hung out with this person in ages. But I felt compelled to go because I haven't hung out with this person in ages. And it doesn't hurt to go and be social and show your face and, support them in a milestone birthday or whatever. But if you were asking me to go out to the club, that's always going to be a no. From here on out, it's a no. That's just not a crowd that I choose to participate in. And especially not right now.
Yeah.
But people do. People do.
Yeah, it's too risky right now.
No new friends. Okay.
But you know what? I used to say that. I used to say, no new friends. But sometimes my new friends love me better than my old friends. You can meet somebody on the street that loves you unconditionally and is there for you more than someone that you have known for 30 years.
That's real. Especially in business. I mean, you can meet people and they will support everything you do.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then you'll have a friend that been knowing you for years and, well, I might buy something, or I might check out your show, or I might, and you're like, okay.
Like, I checked out your little show. Like, you, okay.
Watch that little word. Let me tell you about that little word. That little word is indicative of a big hater.
Yes. Yes, I can agree with that. I hate when people say your little radio station. Oh, I checked out your little radio. I was just like, okay.
Right? Though somebody told me, oh, I saw you selling your little juice, your little fake lipo juice or something like that. But that fake lipo juice just paid the last payment on our trip to Cancun that we're taking next year.
I know that's right. So it ain't so little.
That they can't go to, though. That they can't go. They said it was too expensive.
Right. So it ain't so little after all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. That little, they will little you to death too. I saw you with your little girlfriend. I saw your little car. Oh yeah, you big hating sis. Let me help you get that so you can take that little haterade out your little diet.
Exactly. That you're right. That's a big sign of hateration when they put little in front of everything. Oh, I seen your little show. I seen your little radio station. I seen your little t-shirts. It's like ain't nothing
Can't
about
do
what I
that.
do little. So cut it out.
Ever. Do it big always.
Right. Well, we're going to take a break real quick and we will be right back.
Are you tired of bad hair days, dry, damaged hair, and lackluster curls? We know the struggle is real. Earth's Nectar Hair Care is here to bring life back to your hair and take you from struggle to shine. Offering organic, cruelty-free hair care options, we focus on giving you salon quality with multi-use products to save time, money, and shelf space. Visit our website today at www.earthsnectar.com for thicker, stronger, healthier hair. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio at checkout.
All right, we're back. Talking about finding your tribe. And thank God above that I feel like I have found my tribe. And we were talking about the statement of no new friends. I am welcoming new members of the tribe if they on the right thing. You know, if they're about their business.
I'm a firm believer of welcoming everybody in unconditionally until you give me a reason not to, because my finger is heavy on the block and delete. So I don't have a problem with that, but I welcome everyone in wholeheartedly, unconditionally until you give me a reason to escort you out, because I'm a prime example of someone who, like, I used to be a bad person. I used to be an unprofessional person. And when I say I used to be a bad person, I used to be a bad person. I used to be a bad person. I did despicable, trifling things. I violated girl code incessantly. And I didn't care. I didn't care about it. As I grew up, I developed a conscience. And I don't do those things anymore, but I don't judge the young ladies that do. I would rather try to help them. Now, if they don't want any help, then I know how to take my hands off. But I definitely would try to help someone first. So I'm always accepting friends. I've never known a stranger. And anytime somebody, needs a friend or wants to be a friend, I'm definitely here for it.
Yeah, I think that, it's something unique about us as Black women is that we have so many things coming against us on a regular basis. So there is not one time in our life when we don't need a friend. We always need a friend.
Mm-hmm.
What would you get ready to say, Fee?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm open to, don't get me wrong, I'm open to friendships. The only reason why I'm like kind of slow to friendships right now is because of the pandemic. However, like when God brings people into your life, you don't ask questions.
Right.
The only people that's been brought in, right, like the people that's been brought into my life right now has all been here helping me grow. Mm-hmm. From personal to professional, everyone has been helping me grow. So the people that's in my life that has came into my life in 2020 are meant to be here. The people who have left my life in 2020, it was their time to leave. It was their expiration. And I really strongly believe that, because the one thing I've learned about this year is that everything is temporary. So you live every second as if it's your last. And if you come into my life in this second, that means you're meant to be in my life in this second. And however many seconds you are still in my life, that means that it's meant to be until those seconds expire. So I'm open to meeting new people and making new friends, because tomorrow is not promised. So I want to know people. I didn't have that friendship. I didn't have a sisterhood when I was younger. I was a loner. People thought I was mean. They thought they was like, oh, she talks so much. Oh, she don't talk at all. Oh, she's too silly. Oh, she's not silly enough. I was that one. I was the one on top of that, now the people who came into my life, they're sucking up my energy. They were sucking up good energy out of me and leaving me with the negative.
Mm-hmm.
And now I look at life and I'm like, you know what? When God brings someone into your life, it is meant for them to be in it. And how you know it, they are here from God is because of the fact that things are not going to be as complicated. That friendship
Right.
is not going to be like it's stressful. That friendship is not going to be like it's like, oh, you just taking all my positivity. There's no good vibes here. It's not going to feel like that. It's going to feel like good vibes only. It's going to feel like music. It's going to feel like a lullaby. It's going to feel like that. It's going to feel good on the inside and on the outside. So I'm open to friendships. Y'all just got me talking. I swear I could talk forever if y'all let me.
It's nothing wrong with that. Yes, I like what you said about everything is temporary, and we do really need to really embrace that, because you're right. The only thing we really have is this moment. We don't know what's going to happen in the next moment, and the last moment is gone. So the only thing we really can focus on is what we have right now. And I think that's where our power lies. When we, worry too much about how long is this person going to be in my life? Is this person going to be in my life? Are they good for my future? You worrying about the wrong thing. The only thing we can worry about is right now. If they are good for your right now, hey, be open to it. Be open to it.
Absolutely. Do what feels good to you right now.
Yeah, because I can say, when you said about being a young girl and you was a loner, I wasn't much different than I am now. Even like in grade school, my dad had a store, a grocery store, and he would let me, now this probably sound bad, but it is what it is. He would let me sell candy, and he would give me the expired candy. Okay. There's an expiration date on candy. So he would say, hey, instead of us throwing this expired candy out, I'm going to let you take it to school and you can sell it. I was always so busy doing business that I really didn't have friends unless they was working for me or unless we was working together. So I would get my friends to sell candy with me. And, I'd be at recess. Okay, now you need to sell these Royals. Y'all know nothing about Royals. That's before y'all time. It's just like M&Ms, but they was mint chocolate. But anyway, y'all need to sell these Royals. I'm going to sell these M&Ms, and I'm going to handle the penny candy. As I got older, I realized, okay, that's just who I am. I can't change that. That is who I am. But what I have to do in order to have friendships and not to be totally consumed by business only is have friends that do the same thing. I have friends who work in business and so that way I still have a social life because my friends doing business and I can help them market. Or, we could talk about business ideas. But when I was young, I just didn't have time for friendships. I was too busy trying to, I don't know, take over the world. So now that I'm older, I do appreciate you all, because it's like, I'm not the person to go out and have friends just to sit up and have friends. No, I need to know what we're doing. We running a business, we putting on a show. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? Because if we just sitting around talking, my mind going to be somewhere else. I'm not really going to be there. I'm going to be on my phone trying to figure out my next move.
Come on.
Absolutely.
So
and you need like friends so that they don't get offended by that.
Yes, that's why I really realized that. It took me all these years to realize that's why it was difficult for me to have friendships, because if the only thing they was worrying about was finding a man or, going shopping, I couldn't relate. I just was like, okay.
Yes.
I'm shopping online and running my business and hollering at old boy at the same damn time.
At the same damn time.
Yes. So, I mean, if we got to be on the same level with that, or it just don't work.
Right.
Man, that's my best friend. Is the VP of my company. Like, and my other best friend, we do hair together. And I think that's probably what my problem was too, because I could not make friends. The friendships I had in college, I only have like 2 friends from college that I'm still friends with today. And honestly, now today, I don't even talk to them like that because I'm like, well, I'm not so. If we ain't talking about business, I'm always like producing a show, or I'm I'm doing hair, or I'm on the radio show or something, or I'm doing a rally, or I'm up here trying to fight for justice or something. I'm always doing something. So if you're not trying to do something about whatever it is that you're doing, we can't really just be friends like that. I call you when I have free time, when I have the time.
Yes.
That's just how my life.
Absolutely. Yep.
Eh.
My best friends are people that are in business with me. My best friends are in at least one business with me, and I have two good friends that are in three with me.
Wow.
3 business ventures with me. Like I started them, and then they were like, "Okay, I'm going to do what you're doing too." And I train them, and I mentor them. It's starting to be a trend. Like the people that I'm connecting with is like they're joining me in business, and well, they're joining me in businesses because they'll start with usually it's travel, and then they'll go to Bedroom Candy, and then they'll go to Bye Bye Belly. So like the majority of my close friends that I actually talk to and spend time with are with me in travel, Bye Bye Belly, and Bedroom Candy.
See, that is, I love that, because I think what you had to do was just accept that this is who you are. You are the boss lady. That's it. You couldn't try to be somebody else. You just have to accept that's who you are. And then when the people come into your life, they know this is just who she is.
You know
That's
what
how
we
it
used to
works
do?
for me.
Yes, but you know what we used to do? We figure out who we are and we apologize for it. And we
Yes.
compensate for it. When I started being unapologetic is when my blessings started to flow. And I've been unapologetic for about a year now. I think you like saw me a little bit differently when I came across you again, because I used to definitely apologize for who I was. I was always, well, I'm sorry, that's just, and now I'm just like, okay, well,
Right.
that's it. And there's not, I have a big habit of telling, oh, there's no further conversation.
I know
That's
that's
what.
I like that. Well,
Like this
my best saying is we are not compatible. I say that to people all the time. It just is what it is. We are not compatible. That's in friendship, that's relationships, whatever, because I can't change who I am. I mean, I could be flexible, but if you think I'm gonna go on, just say for instance, if we say we're gonna go on a road trip and that's 6-7 hours out my day, if you think I'm not gonna be on my phone or my laptop or in my notepad, you got me messed up, because I can't just spend 7 hours unless I'm asleep, just not doing nothing.
I'm not going on a 7-hour road trip. We're going to fly. And I'm going to purchase the internet because I'm going to conduct business while I'm in flight.
Yes, and I really love the fact that y'all get that. Y'all understand that, because I've had friends before that said there's something wrong with that. I think you're trying to overcompensate for something. That don't make sense, because everybody take time out. Yeah, but when I take time out, even in my sleep, I'm dreaming about, dreams come to me. The Diva Den that I started, that came to me in my sleep. So I mean, I can't help who I am. And I just love the fact that I feel like now I got people around me who get it.
Well, if you're a boss, then you do boss things.
Right.
That's just that.
And you can't change it. It's like, I was on a Zoom call last night, a networking thing, and I really enjoyed it because it was all business people, and business people kind of cut to the chase. It wasn't a whole lot of small talk. It was like, look, this is what we're here for. Let's exchange information. Let's go from there. And it made me feel good, because that's how I am. If y'all ever notice, if I'm in a conversation with somebody who I don't really know that well, I will cut them to the chase so quick. Okay, so what's the point? Okay, where we going with this? I don't care for the small talk. And I just really love finding my tribe, because it don't make me feel bad about who I am. And I think for so long I did feel bad, because people will even say, oh, you just money hungry. It ain't about being money hungry. It's about money is out there on the table. And that's kind of like who I am. I am the person to go get it.
Absolutely. Why you finally get in there?
Yes.
It's like finding a $20 bill on the ground. Like, hold on, I see something. Let me go get it.
Right, but no, they're gonna be like, oh no, you go step over that. Don't turn around. Don't go get that. And that's just it's just it's not a mesh as far as mentality. And when that's how you know when you found your tribe. When you are able to be around people that understand exactly why you do what you do. They understand your hustle, and they understand your grind. They respect it, and they either let you do what you do or they help you do what you do.
Yes.
Anybody is doing the opposite of that, that's how you know you're in the wrong place.
Yes, I agree with that, because even since y'all met me, well, Lisa been knowing me, but even since like we just started working together on Stunner, I've started another project, and y'all wasn't like, now how you gonna do that when you trying to do stunt? Because I guess you just know. Well, I guess you're gonna figure it out. You know,
right?
But I had friends in the past who would be like, how you gonna do music and do a nonprofit and write books and do a radio show? Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
You did it.
Exactly. So I just like the fact that I don't have to worry about that now, because before I would think about what they was gonna say before I started a project. I'd be like, maybe I shouldn't start this because I know they're gonna have something to say. Now I just do what I do. And that's
they're
so
gonna
much
have something
more
to say
freedom.
anyway. Yeah. They're gonna have, and if they don't have nothing to say, they're gonna make up something to say.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that one all too well. So I think this is a good topic. I really feel like I have found my tribe. I'm sure there's more to come, more people that will come into my circle. But I feel like I found my tribe, you know. How about y'all?
I do. I feel that. I feel like I have two tribes.
And that's what's up.
I have a couple of them, because not everyone in my circles are the same. Like I have a circle of different. I have different type of circles. I have my work circle. Right. I have like even when at my job, like I have my coworkers that I actually hang out with outside of work, because they all have businesses. On top of that, I have my IG family. I have my poetry family. I have my Stunner family. I have all these, and then I have my immediate family. So it's like I have all these different circles, and everyone brings something different to the table. And
Absolutely.
I'm here to eat. I'm here to eat.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boss lady.
Be hungry.
I know that's right. And you know what also? Be thirsty. I know thirsty get a bad rap, but you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing wrong with it. I think we should take away the negative connotation with thirsty, because it just means you want something that you don't have. And if you're able to go get it, you won't be thirsty for long.
And it means that you're being persistent about getting it.
Yes. And I don't see a problem with that.
Being relentless. I don't see a problem with it either, unless you're sending ashy, pics in my inbox.
Yeah, now that's a whole nother meaning of thirsty. Yeah, we don't want that.
While we talking about hungry,
it's time. Oh, wow. Look at God. Look at God.
They say when you find a wife, you find a good thing, but no.
And that's the mister. The mister did that?
He did.
I be cooking.
Look at God.
Hey.
He said he be cooking. He ain't lying. He ain't even much lie. Well, let me find somebody that be cooking, and then I can do some cooking.
And y'all, look, I'm gonna eat by 3 bites and be full.
That's all right. 3 good bites.
Yes, and I'm gonna eat it again tomorrow.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in and thank people that's going to watch the replay. Thank you, my co-host, for coming on tonight. We're talking about finding your tribe. I feel like that part of my life is going well. Now I just got to figure out the significant others. You know, I put an S on it because, hey, this might be more than one person that turns out to be significant.
Get you some brother husbands.
Oh, yes. Listen,
I'm
I
not
will be
playing with
all
that.
right. Listen, I'll be all right with it. You hear me? Everybody had a time. I'll be
But
all
now,
right.
right.
What you say, Fee? I couldn't hear you.
I said, you at 7 o'clock, you at 8 o'clock. Don't come over too soon, though. Don't do
Oh, no,
it.
no.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Now I'm too old for that. They got to have a whole different day. They might have to have a whole different week.
Okay.
You this week, you 2 weeks from now, you next month.
Well, if you got it booked like that,
Hey, if you got it like that, I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that I am open-minded and I'm open to it. And that gives me leads me to our new show that's coming soon, Love, Sex, and Intimacy. And for people that are joining the group, I think it's awesome. But I'm gonna need y'all to post more. I need to see what everybody else is thinking, what's on everybody else's mind, so we can come up with some real juicy topics for this new show, especially the couples. Mr. Allen over there, I'm gonna need you to put in some input.
he's not in here, but I am gonna add him to the group and see what he has to say.
Yes, put in some input.
You right.
We're starting a new show, and so I'm gonna add you to the group so that you can be more vocal.
Oh, sure. That's fine.
Yeah, we need to hear from couples. We need to hear some things from the men, the couples. Poet got his feet. I know you got some stuff to say, so I'm gonna need you to go on and be more vocal.
I'm always trying to do. I'm always talking about something.
Well,
I
that's
always
what's
got
up.
something to say.
Well, again, I'm gonna thank you all. We're gonna go ahead and say good night. Lisa got a real nice plate of food over there, and I'm gonna let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with us, and we will see you next week. Don't forget to tune in with us on Saturday on Stunner Radio. We got Listening Live, we got Black Coffee with a Side of Tea, and we got the Love Power Radio Show coming up this Saturday on Stunner Radio.
Good night.
All right, you guys, that's it. We'll see.